Nobody. Buhari could not take fuel to 1,000. As tough and strong as he was, he couldn't take fuel to, because he understood that Nigerians were going to resist. But look at this man. Fuel today is 1,300 naira. And nobody is able to say anything. Tinubu has not come to lead the country. He has come to rule the country. And I hope that as a journalist, you're able to find out the difference between leading as a Democrat, as a president, as an elected president, and ruling. Ruling is what Mobutu Sese Seko did. Ruling is what Idi Amin did in Uganda. Those are rulers. Nigeria's constitution does not allow for a ruler. It allows for a president, a leader, someone who converses with the people, someone who carries the pain of the people through the process of healing, of development, of progress. What we have in the last 3.5 years is like it deliberately wants everyone to become poorer. 4 days ago, I saw a text message from a sitting governor talking about debt because he's fighting Tinubu and asking a friend of mine to please take care of his family in case anything happens to him.
An incumbent governor, not a former governor.
Yes. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but anyway, it wasn't a text to me.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying
exactly.
that the governor
is under threat.
Do you know what this government is doing to opposition? This is not a democracy, and I wonder, because every time I come out to speak, these other journalists are telling me, we want you to abide by the code. There's no code. Please. I am not here to make Tinubu happy. In fact, I am here to make him angry. Pick me up, lock me up, kill me, whatever you want to do. But this country cannot be led by a man who does not believe in the letters of our constitution.
Okay, before we run ahead of ourselves, let's conclude on this issue of the. Let's conclude on. I don't want us to get into the Oshun. We'll get there. So just keep your gunpowder dry.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, keep your gunpowder dry. Let's finish on the issue of the this EFCC, ICPC reports and the House of Reps. Who should the ICPC have submitted their reports to? You said they shouldn't have submitted it to Tinubu. Who should they have submitted it to? What should they have done? You and the securities, whatever, so tell us.
ICPC is an organization created by the law, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are under the executive. It will have been the job of a true National Assembly to have a public hearing. But where is your National Assembly today? Be sincere. You don't have a National Assembly.
Yeah, but I told you House of Reps conducted their own investigation.
And
yes, you don't want to answer. So what do you expect them to do?
You should tell me now and what came out of it.
What do you expect them to do? The House of Reps. They
Let me ask you. The Senate is led by. The House of Reps is led by. All right. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Bottom line, you're not satisfied with both of them.
Nothing has been done.
Okay, so what's the way forward? Or that's the end of the matter?
Until Nigerians, you and I, and because I keep talking, you would expect better from the opposition. The reason this matter is currently the way it is today is because nobody has challenged the madness that the APC pushed to our face as investigation. You asked me questions about this Gbajabiamila's case the last time I was here, and I told you that there is no government agency in Nigeria today that will find Gbajabiamila guilty if he remains chief of staff. I said it here clearly, and that is what has played out. So even if you call EFCC, even if you call the DIA, even if you call DSS, you're going to come back to the same what do you call it? Conclusion. But try and involve a foreign organization that does not have any bias or that is not loyal to Tinubu. Just an independent organization. Bring them from Ghana here Just cross this border and bring them from Ghana or bring them from the UK or somewhere to come and probe the mess that is the Gbajabiamila gate and see if Gbajabiamila will not go to prison. So this statement I just made is a difference.
How about an independent panel of inquiry made up of, I mean, as horrible as situation may be in Nigeria, we still have people of integrity. I mean, I can vouch for somebody like you. I know a couple of my friends who I can vouch for. Maybe 5% of eminent Nigerians who have integrity that everybody knows to say, okay, investigate this. What do you think? Is that not?
They will still go after those people. This government is very brutal. They will go after those people. A government that is building mansions for judges is not ready for rule of law. A government that is publicly building and presenting mansions to judges is not ready for the rule of law.
Is there a problem building houses for judges?
Yes, there is.
How or why?
The judiciary is a different arm of government.
An independent arm of government.
So the most basic, I'm not even saying the high thing to do, the least you expect is that if judges need accommodation, you put, they will cost it, they will do advertisement, contractors will submit their bids and everything. They will put the cost of those buildings, their accommodation, their vehicles, everything. They will put the cost in their budget. So they get their allocations directly.
First line charge.
There is no interference, there is no meddlesomeness, there is no management by the executive. Imagine Wike, Nyesom Wike, an appointed minister, a minister is now standing and presenting houses to the topmost hierarchy of our judiciary. It's not acceptable. Sir, in no clime is this acceptable. In no clime. In no clime would you accept. And do you know what I heard? Because I now started to dig deeper. What's the relationship between this man and the judiciary? And I found out that even Nyesom let me finish. Nyesom Ezenwo Wike, so that you don't think I'm calling his name fully. Do you understand? He has had a relationship. Nigerians, we need to save ourselves. These people have hijacked the whole system. They've hijacked. If you cannot get justice from the judiciary, then you don't have a country to call your own. What it means is that I can come to your house, rob you, and dare you to go to court. And that is what is going on now. So when you have ministers, do you know what a minister is? Ministers, it's not even the president, it's not even the vice president, it's not even the senate president. Minister is an appointee of the president. So when you have a minister boastfully calling chief judge of the FCT, clinical of the appeal court, Supreme Court, calling the judiciary, crossing his neck, and you know the ways, this one, and dashing the judiciary buildings in public, in the full glare of TV cameras. You now think you still have a country. You better let us salvage whatever we can salvage now. And we have, this is August. So we have July, September, October, November. We have this August, we have September, October, November, December. That's 4 months before the January election. These 4 months are the only last hope of Nigerians. And I want to say this, and I want to look at the camera and say it. If after these 4 months, we do not come to a round table and agree to save this country from Tinubu, what is going on in Lagos in the last 20-something years will start going on. Every other president come and leave. Obasanjo came and went back to Ota. Yaradua came, unfortunately, he's died. May God rest that perfect man's soul. Jonathan came, he's gone back to Yenegua, he comes into Abuja. He has faced his life, he has left this thing. Buhari came, unfortunately, he also had died. You see this man here now, even after his 8 years, he's not going anywhere. And I'm saying this today, I don't care. Tinubu is not going anywhere. Tinubu is not ready to leave. Why does this man, what makes him think he should be given any vote from either the north or the east in this coming election? And I'm heartbroken that a cleric from the north can come and bring Muslim.
Okay.
Even your Muslim vice president, Shetima, I am saying it, Shetima is crying.
Let's come there. Shield, let's come there. So just this point you raised now. Okay, so we've left the issue of the
Gbajabiamila. Amila's matter has been muddled up, has been executively messed up because there is no system in place to checkmate the excesses of Tinubu.
So invariably that matter is over. We should just move on from it and
it
forget
is not over. If we say it's not over, it's not over. But for now, we have an election in 4 months.
Okay. Now let's move on away from that to talk about when the Catholic bishops met President Tinubu like about 2 weeks ago now. The president made he said a lot, but then one of the phrases that stood out to a number of people was when he said, "All is fair in politics," quote and unquote.
May God bless you.
Now, some of us know what is called telegraphing. That leaders, even from ancient Roman empires, from ancient history, when leaders want to do something, they do not necessarily have to tell their aides directly that go and kill this person or go and do this. They may just
lay the groundwork.
A wish, like, I wish somebody can do this for me.
God bless you.
And people interpreted that all is fair in politics to be telegraphing. Now, when you connect that to Senator Fadahunsi's Osun East Senatorial District representative at the Senate, when he said, on air, captured on record, to say, anywhere you see our court people, kill them. See their family, kill them. But eventually, when someone brought him on TV to, repeat himself, he recanted, saying, no, he was saying it in Yoruba.
He mean the first TV interview. Because the second one, he said he was AI. So
the first one, there were two interviews. The first interview that I saw live with Shehu Okinbaloye on channels, he said that was not what he meant. That what he meant was that they should kill them with their votes, not kill them with machetes or gun. That they should kill them with their votes. But the other one, later on, he changed and said it's AI. That he didn't say that. My brother, how do you respond to this? Before we even talk about the Jengid, but respond to this first.
First and foremost, only a criminal can say all is fair in politics. And I'm not mincing word. I'm saying this directly to Tinubu. Only a criminal-minded leader can say all is fair in politics. Do you remember there was a president in this country, while still president, said, my ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. His ambition was, he was supposed to get re-elected, he was going for a re-election, but even at that, with all the pressure, with all the whatever, he came out. He spoke, like you said, telegraphing. He spoke so that all his followers around the world, all his followers around the country will understand that he will never have a hand in the shedding of blood to retain power. My ambition is not worth the blood of any citizen. That was President Goodluck Jonathan. Decent, honorable. That sent a signal to all the formations. Everybody knew that, okay, the president is not ready to... Because believe me, they could have dragged it out. All this one they did, they were burning his bosses in Jos. They stoned him in Bauchi. You all know, all those things they did. It was CEC. At least I know he sacked the IG. You understand what I'm saying? Just within that electioneering period and everything. So he was still the commander-in-chief. He could have done a whole lot of things, but he had to send a signal. You know why? Leadership is either for your personal gain or for the good of the people. You choose. As a leader, you choose which way you want to govern. So Jonathan felt that if I drag this out, I was the SA security in the FCT during Jonathan's election, and I can tell you, intel we had, they were ready to burn down this country. And we also could have created a counter to them to burn them down before they burn down the country. It was very easy. All the ones they were doing, they were piling fuel. They were piling fuel in Caro, in what do you call it? They were piling fuel to do whatever they wanted to do. I'm saying it clearly today for the first time since I left office 11 years ago. We had all the intelligence, we had everything, all the information we needed. We had everything we needed to get. We could have also countered at the detriment of the country. We could have let it burn. But immediately Jonathan made that statement, everybody had to calm down. Every single person had to submit that because, they were there was a trailer that was being sent to INEC headquarters that was supposed to blow up INEC headquarters. Who sent truck to go and blow? No, let me finish on this matter. Tinubu saying all the fair in politics means he is not here to lead this country.
Is that can that be termed incitement, or it was just a careless rhetoric?
It was not a careless rhetoric. Tinubu has always believed in that. If it was a careless rhetoric, he would have said it on a campaign ground. He would have said it meeting with his party members and leaders. All is fair in politics, like he said in the UK or whatever, where he said, snatch it, grab it, and run with it. That you can say that's a careless statement. But this one, you were speaking to the College of Bishops, Catholic bishops, distinguished, honorable, decent, godly men who have the good of the nation at heart. Since 3.5 years, Tinubu has been living in the bubbles. He has believed he's been doing well. For 3.5 years, this was the first time a group was coming to tell him the truth.
Wow. Seriously?
For 3.5 years, Tinubu has believed he has been doing well. That is why when everybody comes, they kiss the ring, that's why I'm saying Tinubu is becoming a king, not a president. Now, you are having the College of Bishops, who have always, right from the military days, you remember Cardinal Olubumi Okogie? Do you remember him? Fearless. That has always been the way of Catholics. They are not pandering. They don't need anything from you. They are not looking for members. They are not looking for you to come and give them money to build a church. They are not looking for your tithe. Do you understand? The Catholic Church has remained the conscience of this nation. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was an altar boy. My upbringing has been in the Catholic Church. You cannot use wealth. You cannot use flamboyance. You cannot use power to bully them. You don't have that strength. They came to you. They did not come to fight you. They came to tell you the truth. They came to advise you so that you can succeed. They came to talk to you as a leader. They didn't go to the media first. They didn't go attacking you first. They did not issue press statement. And they passed their message. And this man in Aso Rock said, all is fair in politics. When they raised the issue of one party, the country moving into a one-party state. What kind of recklessness will make a president utter such word to that caliber of people? All is fair in politics. So if I kill you, it's fair. If I murder you, it's fair. If I kidnap you, it's fair. If I rig, it's fair. All is not fair in politics. No. Only a criminal will say all is fair in politics.
Okay. Now, last weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
And after a day, after the bishops came and defended their stand and explained their stand to Nigeria, because they went there on behalf of the public. And they came and said, this is what we told the president, and this is what the president's response was. They were playing. They are not playing politics. They are not APC. They are not bothered. See, I have gotten a gift from the Pope, Pope John Paul II. I got a pendant from him before, when I was in GS3, dedicated by him. I got it. I can tell you, the Pope is fighting Donald Trump. So who is Tinubu? Do you understand?
That's the current Pope.
The current Pope is fighting Donald Trump. So who is Tinubu? That you would think that because everybody is kissing your ring, every other person comes to you and bow to you, you expect the Catholic Church. Catholic Church.
Maybe I should say not that the Pope is fighting Trump, he's correcting Trump, reprimanding him on excesses.
Okay, God bless you. See, this is what you said.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me, because this is a very good correction. The Pope is telling Trump, you can't do this. Do you understand? That is the president of the world. Do you understand? And the Pope is not scared to tell him the truth. Who are you that you will now say that a man like Cardinal Onayekan, do you know how many of us who are not Catholics who honor that man? I'm no longer a Catholic. I worship, you understand? We honor him. He has a foundation. I already made up my mind that I'm going to join his leadership classes. That is a man that has been impeccable in character. Something that is totally lacking in this character in Aso Rock. You not think you will send a Daniel Boala.
Did he send Daniel, or Daniel sent himself?
He sent Daniel because, no. Daniel only takes salary from Tinubu. So please, when Daniel speaks, he speaks the mind of Tinubu. So when Daniel comes to public to attack the Catholic Church, it means Tinubu has taken a stand against the Catholic Church and the Christian faith in Nigeria.
But they've walked back on that now.
No, they've not walked back on it. They've not offered apology. They have not walked back on it. As of today, the Tinubu's government is against the Catholic faith, is against the Christian.
So you believe they should apologize to the Catholic Church? And
they don't have a choice.
The Archbishop Onayekan.
They do not have a choice.
I want us to take this together and then round up on this. Like last weekend, if I'm not mistaken, at a program, a public program in Kano, and in the presence of 3 or 4, northern governors, and an Islamic cleric from Jos, Sheikh Jenger, was speaking there, backing the Muslim tickets of President Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, endorsing them all over again. But then that was not bad. That's not a problem. Anybody can endorse anybody. But it was the rhetoric, in the bid of doing
mocking, just say it, mocking the Christians.
Not just that he was mocking them, saying that, calling the Christians
Kafirs.
infidels, kafirs.
Yes. And telling them if they don't want the Muslims, they should leave the country.
But the worst of it, for me, anybody can goof, can misspeak, but that governors, incumbent governors, three of them sat there.
No, we need to mention, we need to shame and name and shame. Jigawa governor, Kano governor, and Katsina governor.
And they were laughing.
Yeah. Not only laughing, I saw Kano governor clapping.
Can you speak to this? So, when you see all of this, are we not on dangerous territory already?
We are.
With the Senator Father Onsi.
We are.
Now, by the way, it's not only Senator Father Onsi in Osun State. A couple of other people have told that part.
We are.
Are we not treading on dangerous territory?
There's an angle a lot of you are not looking at. The last president of Nigeria was a Muslim. He spent 8 years. The current president of Nigeria is a Muslim and is running on a Muslim ticket. And if he finishes and power goes back to the north, it goes back to a Muslim. So you're going to have 24 years of Muslims ruling this country and not a single Christian in the villa as either president now or a vice president. That on its own pontificates it speaks to the call and cry against the Islamization of Nigeria. Buhari, a Muslim, 8 years. Tinubu, a Muslim, he's spending 4 years, right? Hopefully he doesn't win by God's grace. Then power, if power goes back to the north, that's another 8 years for a Muslim. Christians are being put at the background. So when you see a sheikh like that, shamelessly, classlessly, shamefully calling Christians infidels and asking us to leave this country, you know that the insecurity in the north is politically motivated. You know that men like this should be questioned. And you know the funny thing is, although we are doing a petition against the three governors and the sheikh.
Who are the we now?
When you introduced me as leader of an organization that has been registered since 2011. So we did not get registered under APC or Tinubu. This is our 15 years in existence. So I'm going to say this: we're petitioning the US government, the UK government, and in fact, we're writing to the United Nations Secretary General. We are going to name and shame these people, and we are going to ask that the US and UK look at visa bans for them. And then that if after the election, because that is signaling, what that cleric did is signaling. He has signaled all the other ulamas, all the other, that, okay, in your domains, or this one, the Christians should not be considered as, you understand. So, which is a threat to me as a Christian. I'm a Christian, and nobody saying don't support your candidate, but don't put my life at risk while you're doing that. We're going to ask for visa bans for them, and we're going to ask the international community to actually look at that sheikh. If anything happens after 2027, after this January election, he should be held accountable, because now he has ignited a religious strife between Christians and Muslims.
Sowing seeds of religious intolerance.
Discord between the two faiths. Nobody, people come out, you can't see, even as a cleric, you can't support anybody. But for you to look at the other faith and say they are infidels. Do you know what an infidel is? It's somebody deserving of death. That is what an infidel is. So when you say that these other people are infidels, these other people, if you don't like the Muslim ticket, get out of the country. So what it means is that if I don't get out of the country, whatever happens to me is fair. According to Tinubu, all is fair in politics. You juxtapose the statement of the president with the recklessness of the sheikh, and you see that we're living in dangerous times. We need to come out. Let me now say this. Nigerians, we need to come out and save this country from these people. There is no long. I'm not a member of any political party. I don't belong to APC. I don't belong to ADC. I don't belong to Labour. I don't belong to any NDC. Father Osi called for the killing of Osun citizens, of Nigerians, because of politics. There is no reason. In fact, yesterday, I saw a post already calling on the international community to put sanction on him.
Amnesty International said there.
Yes, I saw it. But no, we need to go. See, there are two laws in Nigeria currently under Tinubu, and that is why I say this is a rogue government. Two laws. When FCT was supposed to have his area council elections, Wike came out and made threats against the opposition. I signed a letter from my organization to the IG of police. In fact, before even that one, there was the one he made 2 years ago against opposition governors who were going to see Fubara. He said, I will put fire in your states. I have a copy of the petition that we wrote to the IG of police. We know they will never arrest Wike, but let it be on record that we did. But this one, we're going beyond that. We are going beyond that. It's just that, and I'm saying this clearly, we have a totally useless opposition in Nigeria. Non-existent opposition. We have opposition leaders who are so selfish, they are looking for power, that they are not engaging the government, and this is at the detriment of the people. Peter Obi is gallivanting all over the place, looking for mobilizing the people to come and vote for him. What about fighting the government to give people good governance? Don't come and tell me about being gentle. If you're fighting a criminal, if you're fighting a madman, you behave like him. The responsibility for peace does not lie on the people, does not lie in the opposition. It lies with the government. It is not my job to bring peace. It is the government's job to behave in a way that brings peace to the society. So if the government is acting like touts, like criminals, they should have They should have a backlash. Atiku is doing big man opposition. Totally elitist.
What about Obale Showore, Adebayo Adewale?
That is the only one. Showore is my friend. In fact, he's my brother. He is the only person in Nigeria today that I see that is fighting Tinubu. You see Atiku and Peter Obi, and what do you have it? They do not yet understand the power they have. Do you understand?
As opposition leaders.
They don't know the powers that they have, that they control. Let me tell you, if Peter Obi comes out today and says, we will not accept fuel at 1,000 naira a liter, Tinubu will rescind the decision or will go the way of Rwanda. If I'm saying this publicly, if Peter Gregory Obi comes out today and says, we will not accept fuel at 1,000 naira, which is criminal. Did you see the American tourists who have been going around the country? Fuel is more expensive here than in the UK. How much is our what do you call it? Minimum wage. We are an oil producing country and we are buying fuel more expensive than people in the UK. Developed climate. Why? Because Tinubu wants to make more money. Money that he's not using for us, that he's using for himself, that he's keeping for election in 2027. But can Peter Obi summon the courage to do it? That's the question. Atiku, can you summon the courage to say we will not accept 70,000 naira as minimum wage when Sheyi Tinubu is flying his family to America to go and watch the World Cup? That is not minimum wage ticket or minimum wage accommodation or minimum wage stadium entrance access. When Remi Tinubu, the wife of the president, is dashing coastal buses, dashing vehicles to APC leaders, not to Nigerians, so to APC leaders. That is not minimum wage. If Atiku comes out today and says, we will not accept 70,000 naira minimum wage, and he says, Tinubu, I'm giving you 24 hours, or I'm giving 48 hours, or I'm giving 72 hours to review the Nigerian minimum wage. Otherwise, we will shut down this country. Believe me, there will be a review of this.
Will that not be termed incitement of the public to violence?
No, that will be termed agitation for better governance. This current government, this current APC, they did worse than that to Jonathan.
But you guess what, Henry, my brother? Do you know that the cost of PMS, that's fuel per liter, under Buhari, do you remember how much it was?
Yes.
How much?
It was 171 naira.
185 naira.
No, it was 171 naira. 185 was those that were selling, that were just selling.
Let's say in some parts of Nigeria.
Let's even say 200.
200 in some, let's even say 300 in some parts of Nigeria. But like you said earlier, do you know how much a liter of PMS is now?
I bought fuel. The issue is every week I have to fuel like 2 or 3 cars.
But to be serious, my brother, why I raise that is that, and Nigerians are going about.
No, Nigerians are not going about. Nigerians have not seen leadership to oppose the government.
How much was it when Jonathan increased the? Yes,
I was in VI.
Yes,
I was in Victoria Island in Lagos.
Yes,
I was in my hotel room. Then I woke up in the morning. I was supposed to go to the bank to make a transaction. I was inside the driver that was taking me from the hotel to the bank. I was inside his vehicle when I heard on radio that Jonathan had slightly removed fuel subsidy. It went from 87 naira to 141. I'm telling you now. It's not like I was told. I'm telling you what happened. I was in Lagos on the day. Now, immediately that was announced, there was an uprising. We cannot accept it. We are an oil-producing country. There must be subsidy. We are an oil-producing country. We cannot be buying fuel at the same as those in other countries, which was a good argument. Now, they held down this country. I flew down to Abuja, came back, had meetings. In fact, I was reporting to somebody that was reporting to the president on happenings in the FCT. So every morning, as SA Security, I will move. I had heads of security agencies, different security agencies will come to, and then we'll move around the city, on the spot assessment. In fact, there was a time at AP Plaza in Wuse too. I saw El Rufai and Dino Melaye, and they gathered people and everything. At that instant, I don't want to say I could have taken anyway. At that instant, I saw what was playing out. And I came back, made my report to my principal, which report was passed to. In fact, I was making report to like 3 ministers. You understand? Report was passed and everything. But the issue is, for every protest that happened against 2012 January, somebody was bringing food to people at the
Ojota in Lagos.
At the campground.
Yeah.
Somebody was at the protest ground. Somebody was bringing food, water, sort people. He wasn't showing up himself, but he was making sure that people and the media properly covered it and everything.
Exactly.
Nigerians have gone through worst experiences under this government, and nobody in Nigeria today who calls himself opposition has been able to galvanize the strength of the people, the anger of the people, the frustration of the people to say no. There's a time we should say enough is enough. So many laws have been passed under this government that should not have seen the light of the day if there was opposition.